The Work and Lifestyle Questionnaire is essentially one questionnaire comprising three distinct versions. By design, each version of the questionnaire addresses the specific needs of one of three areas in the workplace today. One area is sales, the second, leadership and leadership development, and the third, the entrepreneur. Now, why was the Work and Lifestyle Questionnaire developed, and what does it do? For some time now, I have felt there's been a gap, and the gap lies between the information we can gather when we use standardized tests, questionnaires, various forms of intake interviews, and those critical areas which lie, as it were, outside of the box, but which are frequently unquestioned or untested. Let me give an illustration. For 30 years now, I've been involved in the area of psychological research and performance. I speak on high-end performance. I do research on high-end performance. That's the arena in which I operate. That's where I'm comfortable. One of the things our company is somewhat known for these days is a study we did. The study was a 10-year study on high-end performers. I called it the Elite Performer Study because we wanted to study out the very best. Now, to do this study, I insisted we use the best of tests, and we study out the most critical areas needing to be assessed. So I'm very familiar with standardized tests and what areas we can assess out currently. To do our study, therefore, we did personality testing, we did motivational testing, and we did EQI testing, emotional intelligence testing. Every single person of the 15,000 we tested out took these tests. Now let me just comment on one of the tests. To do our personality testing, we use the very well-known 16PF, 16 Personality Factor Questionnaire. The 16PF, for my money, is the best tool out there for personality testing. I had the honor of being asked to help out in the Canadian norming of the 5th edition of the 16PF. I was honored to be asked, and I participated in that bit of research, and I helped out to the degree that one person can help out. It is a wonderful tool. I'd just like to make an illustration here. The strength of the 16PF is also its weakness, and this is typical of all tests, at least the better ones. The 16PF is narrow and deep. Now let me explain. When I say it's narrow, it tests out only personality structure. It's a personality test, and you say, well, that makes sense. But that's its strength. It doesn't try to go beyond its borders. It gives you everything you need to know about personality structure, and it drives deep. When you've assessed someone using the 16PF, you know that person's strengths, you know their weaknesses, you know their psychological makeup, and a good coach, trainer, or consultant will know exactly where to start with his client. The weakness, however, is it tests out only personality structure. And hence, for some time, I've wanted a tool where we can step, as it were, outside of the box of traditional testing modalities and get at these other areas so frequently influencing how we behave at work. Now, what are the other things someone might like to know about the Work and Lifestyle Questionnaire? Well, first of all, the questions themselves came out of our Elite Performer study. Now, that study's a fully validated study. We sent the results out to 2 independent research companies. I told them to rake it over the coals because I wanted to have a good product, a good base of data coming out of this, assuming everything was done correctly. I got the A-OK from 2 highly regarded companies saying the methodology was correct, The conclusions are quite interesting but valid. What I have done on the Work and Lifestyle Questionnaire is take a look at what we know based on studying 15,000 people using standardized tests, what we don't know, and to the best of our ability, we're now trying to fill in those gaps in the field we have. Secondly, the question order is important. The ordering of questions in a test, standardized or otherwise, will quite often influence the overall reliability of things. So the questions as asked are put in a particular order for maximum return. The product is password protected. A coach, trainer, consultant can send this out to anyone using a password, and that person taking the questionnaire will know only they have access to the questionnaire, and hence only they know how they are answering each one of the questions. Being an online product, a coach can send this out to a client anywhere in the world. And finally, it does not conflict with any modality now being used. If someone has a certain way of operating, by design, a Work and Lifestyle Questionnaire will enhance what they're doing, but will not conflict with it. It may also be used as a standalone. If you do not have a product to use, you can use the Work and Lifestyle Questionnaire and gather much needed data on your client.